discuss our research in statistics. So our research is composed of variables, data, categorical frequency distribution, graphs presenting the data in categorical frequency distribution, group frequency distribution, and the graphs presenting the group frequency distribution. And last is our documentation. So, let's find out.
Statistic, conducted by Arnold de la Torre, Rogelio Laparan, John Cavanies, Mary Grace Valdez, Jordan Ibanez, and Reynalyn Anga. Here is our variables. Qualitative, what are the most sold fish of the fish vendor? Quantitative, price of the most sold fish in different vendor. Here is our respondents, 30 fish vendors. And our location is in Panabo Old Market and Public Market of Panabo. This is the data that we've conducted. It indicates
So, by getting the class interval, this is our formula. 1 plus 3.322 log n. So, our n is the number of the respondents, which is the 30. So, to start answering this formula, we're computing this by using of the scientific calculator. So, 1 plus 3.322 log 30, which is the number of respondents, then equivalent to 5.906996806. So, we need to copy all the numbers, including the decimal. So 5.906996808 to determine the class interval. So next is we need to get the lower number and the higher number. So then subtract. So our higher number is 450, then our lower number is 80. And divide into the 5.906996808. So our answer is 62.63758252. So since our answer is even number, so according to the rule of the ACW, approximated class width, the nearest odd number to the answer should be the number used in getting ACW. So our answer for this is the 63.
So let's proceed to the table, starting from the class interval. So we put 80 there because because 80 is the lowest price of our most sold fish. So since our ECW is 63, so let's count up to 63, starting from 80. So 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, and so on until it reach into 142. So the next is 143. Same process, we count up to 63, starting from 143, 144 until it reach into 205. But there is the technique to get the class interval. From 205 plus 63 is equals 268. So we get the 268 there. Then we start from 269. Then 268 plus 63 is equals 331. Then same process, 331 plus 63 is equals 394. Then 394 plus 63 is equals to 457. So let's stop in 457 because our highest price of the the highest price of our data is 453, like 450. So let's stop yawa.
Okay. Okay.
So let's stop in 457 because in our data is 400. Let's stop in 457 because our highest price of the most sold fish is 450. So let's stop in 457. Let's proceed to the class boundary. So in class boundary, we just base in the data of the class interval. So from there, in the left side, in the left side, we subtract 0.5 so that it becomes 79.5, and in the right side, we just add 0.5 so that it becomes 142.5. So they are the same process. So we just subtract 0.5 so that it becomes 142.5, and the right side just add 0.5 so that it becomes 205.5. So on, and so let's proceed to class mark. So in the class mark, we just also base on the data of the class interval. So there we just add these two and then divide it with 2. So 8 so 80 plus 142 is equals, and then divide 2 so that it becomes 111. So the same process, 143 plus 205 equals, then divide to 174. The same process, 206 plus 268 equals, then divide to so the answer is 237. Next is 269 plus 331 equals, then divide 2, so the answer is 300. Next is 332 plus 394 equals, then divide 2, so the answer is 363. Then 395 plus 457 equals, divide 2, then the answer is 426. So that's it. So let's proceed to the tally. By getting the tally, we just identify our data one by one. Starting from 240. 240 is belong to the third row. 180 is belong to second row. Same as 1, 2, 3. Then 160 is also belong to the second row. Then 180 is there. 160 is belong also here. So 200 is belong to also in second row. Then 100 is belong to first row. 200 is belong to second row. 190 is belong to, then 210 is belong to third row. Then 160 is belong to second row. 80 is on first row. The same. 180 is in the second row. 200 is also in second row. 280 is in the fourth row. 350 is on the fifth row. Then 380 also in the fifth row. 120 there. 130 is 130. Mali. So next is 120. 120 is belong to the first row. Also the 130 to 300 is belong there. Then 350 is belong to 350, the fifth row. Then 120 is 120 there. 300 is fifth row. 135 there. Then 380 the fifth row. Then last is 450 is the last row. So that's it.
So, by getting the frequency, we need to count the number of the tally. So, in the first row, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, 7. And then the second row, 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Third row is 2, and then 2. Then fifth row is 4. Then the last row is 1. So, the total of 30. Then the cumulative frequency, we copy the number 7. Then to identify the second, we need to add these two. Then a total of 21. And then we add these 3, the total of 23. And then this 4, 25. Another one, 29. Then the last one is 30. So by getting the percentage, we have a formula for the percentage. So which is F divided N times 100. So our F is the number 7. Number 7. Then our N is the 30. And then the given number is 100. So if we're going to solve this, which is 7 divided 30 equals 0.23 divide 100 equals. So the next is the percentage. So by getting the percentage, we have a formula which is F over N times 100. So F stands for frequency. So our F is 7. Then our N is 30. Then multiply by 100, equivalent to 23.33%. Then 14 divide 30 times 100 is equivalent to 46.67%, and so on. So the next is the cumulative percentage. So by getting the cumulative percentage is copy the first row and then add this 2, which is the 23.33% and 46.67% is equivalent to 70%. And then by getting this 76.64% is add the 23.33% and 46.67%, then the 6.67%, then the answer is 76.64%, and so on until the 100%. That's all.
So this is the graph of quantitative distribution. In histogram, our x-axis, we base it in the class boundary. And the y-axis, we base it in the frequency of the given data. In ogive, we base our x-axis in the class boundary. And the y-axis, we base it in the cumulative frequency. In frequency polygon, we base our x-axis in the class mark, and the y-axis, we base it in the frequency.
This is our quantitative data of categorical frequency distribution about the most sold fish in public market. We have a 19 class of most sold fish in public market.
In the tali, the Matambaka had 3 tali and the Basnig had 1 tali. Budburon and Bangus, they had 3 tali. Tilapia had 2. The Pirit had 1. Tamban had 3 tali, and the Barilison and Moromoro had 2 tali, and the rest had 1 tali. Here in the frequency, just interpret the result in tali. In the percentage, the Matambaka, Budburon, Bangus, and the Tamban had a 10%, which is the highest percent of all. Then, the Tilapia, Barilison, and the Moromoro had a percentage of 6.66%, and the rest had a 3.33%.
So this is the graph of qualitative distribution. In the bar graph, we have two types of bar graph, the vertical and horizontal. We base the x-axis in the class and the y-axis is in the percentage. We also have Pareto chart in our qualitative. In Pareto chart, we also have two types of Pareto chart, the vertical and horizontal. Our x-axis based from the class and our y-axis based from the percentage. After the Pareto chart, we also use the pie chart. So in the pie chart, we put different colors in every classes of the fish and their percentage. So